Okay, I'm back guys and today I'm going to play Stillwater, a point and click type of story game. I don't have anything to say, so yeah, let's start this game. Caretaker, I'm sorry but I can't stay here anymore, Nina. I feel like I'm going crazy. Calm down, if you can just talk it out. So many strange things keep happening one after another. Wait, this is over again? I didn't know that. Obviously, guys, I already told you that I don't know anything about this game. Just only thing I know about this game. This game will take 1 hour, and this point and click type of story game. Everybody, there is damn dripping sound. I thought it was just something leaking at first, but I check every faucet, every ceiling, everything, and still I hear it everywhere, constantly echoing in my ears. Please listen to me. Oh, but the water, that damn water. Water yes is everywhere. Pools of it are all over the house, and every time I try to mop it all off, another will appear. There is no end to it. Oh, but it's at night. It's at night when it comes. What are you talking about? I hear someone or something walking along the hallways at night. Maybe it's just my grandfather. No, Nina, it's not him. I thought it was, but it's not. But I've seen it, that thing. What do you mean that thing? I only glimpsed at it once, but I'm more than certain that thing was not your grandfather. Ever since that night, I would lock my door and pray it would walk past my room. I don't know what's going on, but I swear it just keeps walking, always walking on pools of water. Sometimes I hear them randomly, their steps are erratic and faint, but I can still hear them. Just this steady pace up and down the halls. But I think recently it's no longer like that. What do you mean? Every morning I follow to see where the wet footprints lead. It walks towards something more clearly than before. It will walk down the halls, climb the stairs, and turn corners. All of it I will follow by the way. Eventually the trail will come to a stop, and it will all stop right by your grandfather's room. His room. If this is some sick joke to scare me away, then please stop. It's not a joke, Nina. I meant when I said that there is something weak going on in this house. That can be true. I know this is a lot, but you have to believe me. I can't stay here any longer. I'm sorry, Nina. It's okay, I understand. Thank you for taking care of my grandfather up until now, and I'm sorry for all the stress I've caused you. I'll be sure to pay you right away as soon as I. Nina, listen to me. I don't know what's happening around here, but the woman on the phone cautiously looks around, turning her head constantly back and forth, looking over her shoulder to find if any others listening in. She grips the phone so close to her ear in a voice like creep before speaking again in husband. Something terrible is lurking in this house. I don't know what it is, but please, as soon as you get back, take your grandfather and just leave this place. Leave. I can just leave everything behind. We have nowhere else to go. Please, Nina, this place is not safe. The rumors they are true. The curse is real. My family is not cursed, but Nina, at this rate, you and your family will enough. Upwards, cold and soft and says stranger call as both women exhausted and stressed beyond their comfort try to stifle their growing frustration towards one another, but neither yielding to the other's strokes, violently leaving anger and hurt to fester through the silence. After what feels like a suffocating stillness, Nina finally sighs heavily and responds only to the caretaker. Look, I don't know what you hear or so, but I can just leave things like this. Whoever or whatever they are, they will answer to me. I won't let them have their way. I don't have time wasting my energy on these stupid cards. So if you can help me, then so be it. I'll find a way. Nina, my grandfather is all I have left. He is all I have left. Um, okay, okay. It. Oh, nice. Amid a foggy morning, there sits a man by the corner of a wood. He drinks black coffee and, depending on his mood, occasionally orders a donut. And today it was just black coffee. Okay, Hugo. I swear I have never seen that amount of paperwork in my life. A freaking mountain worth of it. You are a valuable member of our team, Hugo. My foot. I started to believe that I was bamboozled into joining their agent. I don't know what is bamboozle. Okay, whatever. Okay. Hugo Lauren age 30 takes a good look at his cup of joy and chugs it all in one sitting. He then continues to grumble to himself about last night's grueling work at the office. I really need to find a different job. As he contemplates his poor life choices, he looks out towards the early mist. There was something inherently terrifying about the fog to him, how it engulfs everything and nothing. Even if it disappears, it always leaves behind traces, proof of it remaining. Even in a quiet and little town like this, I can even run from my fate, I guess. Hugo finally stares at the compiled newspaper clippings he put together. Some of them from recent events, but mainly all were fast headlines of missing person cases. No matter how many times I see this, it's still just as hard to look at. Fixating case after case, he can help but remind himself that there is a reason for all of this, an all too personal reason. Seeing strange things comes with a price. In the end, I'm the one doing this to myself. Sounds of mine if I join Kuya, okay? Kuya ya Chuya. An annoyingly familiar voice interrupts his train of talk. He slowly looks up to see the one responsible, although reluctantly. I don't know how to pronounce this word. Reluctantly. I don't know. Seriously, I don't know. Don't. Good morning, Hugo. Hugo scrolls and turns away from him. He then gathers the files and shoves back into the binder. Meanwhile, the tall man takes this as an initiative and sits at the opposite end of the board. Definitely is a tall man. Look at the height difference. He greets the waitress passing by and orders himself the hefty body breakfast special with an extra plate. Okay. As usual, the waitress is happy to oblige and goes back to the counter to replace order. The man then looks back at Hugo. He sees the empty cup and the now jumbo newspaper clippings, all the while Hugo is trying to ignore him. You really should eat something with that black coffee. Not ordering any donuts today. I am fine, Noah. Okay, his name is Noah. I am just not in the mood. Okay, not even a little. There is a momentary silence between them before Noah disturbs once more. Well, too bad for you. I order a big breakfast for the two of us. Two. Yeah, I know. He said extravagant. Obviously, that means two. As if the old cool case Noah with an even more perfect punchline, the food arrives. Why the hell did you order for the two of us? Just eat what you want to eat. Don't worry about me. Wow, Mukhang, Masa, right? What the fuck does that even mean, idiot? Are you even listening to me? Come on, we both know that if you don't eat now, who knows when you will, and I'm not about to let you faint again. So open wide. De Leon, age 27, a natural born charmer, he is also the only person in the world who lovingly threatens him to eat every day. With a pensive look, Hugo finally gives in and eats the generous spoonful without further complaints. It's good, right? Good food will always help cheer you up. Damn him, I got software again. Oh, by the way, the chief will be out for a business trip. She mentioned it will be off for a couple of days. When did she tell you this? I did not hear anything about it. Yesterday, I think. Yesterday? She told me to sort out the cabinet yesterday. She didn't mention anything about the business trips. Who are you talking about, idiot? I guess it was a pretty sudden one. Well, I mean, she did tell me to tell you. And lucky me, I know where you go every morning. You know what? I'm not surprised anymore. Well, what do you want to do? We technically have the day off. I'm gonna head back to the office. There is a couple of boxes I didn't get a chance to sort out. In that case, I'll come with you. Why? You could just rest for the day and pass up this opportunity to get to know you better, Kuya. Quite it. After their enlightening banter, the two of them finished their breakfast, paid for their meals, and head to the Yugo car. Head to the Yugo car. Doesn't this tall man have a car? As no opens the door to the passenger seat, he notices a bloodhound sleeping inside. What the fuck, blood? Hey, okay, dog. The big dog stares at the sound of the car opening and lazily stares at Noah. Hey, I'm sorry, big guy. He then closes the door while trying not to make too much to disturb his occupant. Colby. At the sound of his name, his heavy little eyes slowly peek to see who calls for him. It is his one and only partner, his human. As if finally realizing who he is or where he is, the old bloodhound stops from his sleep, bounces at Hugo, and proceeds to wag his tail uncontrollably. Okay. Good morning again, Colby. Had a nice nap. Colby 8 years old. Hugo 8 years old. Okay, nice. Hugo, most faithful and loving partner in crime, has the biggest tendency to just sleep all over the place. Noah, who is witnessing all of this from the black backstage, chuckles to himself. He's amazed and slightly defeated with a sudden surge of energy. It does not matter how many times I try. When it comes to boasting of his mood, no one can beat Colby. Okay, obviously. Okay, 7:50 am agency. Okay. The tree headed back to the office. The tree headed back to the office. The space is just the same as Hugo left it. A decent organized mess or mess. To his credit, for the amount of boxes he painstakingly went through, he believes he did a fair job. Albeit it could have been better. Wow, you really outdid yourself, Hugo. It looks less crowded. Oh, sort it, will you? I said I was gonna get to it. Okay, thanks, boy. Before Hugo could continue to give these of head past, he notices someone. A woman stands timidly peering outside from the storefront. She looks a bit frantic and even more restless with her seven. What the fuck is this seven? And ill-fitted clothes drawing emphasis to her already too visible fatigue. The woman tries to grasp the door handle several times but stops before she could touch it. What the fuck? Her brows furrow, agitated and distressed about something. So much to the point it is preventing her from just simply reaching out for help. However, when she finally makes eye contact with Hugo, she immediately rushes in. Okay, what the fuck? What's with your eyes, idiot? I am so sorry. I know what that close sign is up, but I saw you come in and I need your help. My grandfather, he, before she can continue explaining, Noah swiftly cuts in front of Hugo and intervenes and all to practice manner. It's okay, miss. We will hear what you have to say. So please, why don't you sit right over there? Noah gestures to one of the empty seats at the other side of the office. The poor woman hesitates for a moment. She crosses desperately to the staff. Staff of her first, her eyes focusing aggressively on them and at the guest's seat. After mulling over Noah for she quickly glances back and nods. The woman then walks toward the corner of the room and sits at the edge of the sofa. Her posture is very intense, giving no sign of comfort for even this brief moment of peace. Okay, can you start off by telling us your name? I apologize for earlier. I am usually a bit more composed than this, but I guess I'm failing at that too. My name is Nina Mortimer. Hello, Miss Nina. My name is Noah De Leon. I'm one of the assistants here. That big guy next to you is our other lobby assistant Colby. And the one brooding over here is private investigator Hugo Lauren. Okay, I'm not brooding, I'm just tired. And our chief is away on business, but I think we can still accommodate you. Accommodate. I don't fuck that. So how can we help, Miss Nina? For just a moment, Nina appeared a bit more lax, more hopeful, maybe even relief from this warm welcome. However, she once again tenses up, the guilt and shame come rushing back to her, visible by the creases of her brow as she once again realizes why she is here. I need help watching over my grandfather tonight. Tonight? Yes, I know this is a strange request, but my hands are tied on this. It has to be tonight. I'm sorry, Miss Nina, but I don't quite understand. Is your grandfather in any danger? I think someone is trying to take him away. Take him? Miss Nina, I think you should contact the police right away. They are far more equipped at handling this kind of situation. No, they are not. I have tried requesting their help, but they have given me the same answer verbatim for weeks now. What the fuck is verbatim? They will send someone out to watch over the manor for the entire day. But by the end of their routine, they will always report back nothing unusual. They saw no one else leaving or arriving at the house other than me or the caretaker. And despite telling them all in detail about the letters and all the strange things that's been happening, there is nothing they can do about it but just sit around until it escalates even more. I can't wait any longer anymore than this. Then it will all be too late. If only I knew who Louis was. Who Louis? She lets out a gasp, her hands shot out to cover her mouth, realizing she had said too much so carelessly. She tries to avert their gaze, but Hugo stares persistently at her. Miss Nina, who is Louis? Are they the ones causing all of this? Once more, she contemplates her brows knit closely together as she bites her lips nervously. Lip, I mean. Nobody has lips. As if the words she wanted to say have suddenly died out to have it to even utter. Or mistakes he can take back. Before the silence stretches further, Noah speaks to Nina with a gentle and reassuring tone. Reassuring tone, by the way, reassuring. Miss Nina, I know it's scary all of the things you have mentioned to us so far. No one should ever have to experience, especially by themselves. And I assure you, we will listen to all of it. I promise. Okay. While a maniac eyes soars deeply at them, trying desperately to discern any doubt or mistrust on their faces. However, all she sees are people who are willing to give their time to simply listen to her, to actually help her. From this alone, Nina looks to the side where her purse is and opens it. Tucked inside one of the pockets, she takes out a single slightly crumpled envelope with a pigmented red wax seal pressed in the middle. At a glance, Hugo can tell right away that this letter appears to be a bit more worn out and antique, and yet, despite its delicate form, it remains well preserved, well kept. It is as if the letter itself was untouched by time, forever waiting to be opened. Her grandfather has been receiving cryptic letters for the past month now. The letters did not come with an address or the name of the sender, but this one is different from the rest. This had the name Louis on it. As she hands over the letter, Hugo notices her hands slightly shaking. Nina is still avoiding his gaze, but he knows she is trying in earnest. Okay, but before he could reach out his hand, he senses it. Why? What happening? It's a musical sound, guys. It's too low, I know, but I thought that someone is talking. Not talking, but whispering. Offensive in the room are noticeable to the others, but all too clear to him. There is something very wrong with this letter. Suddenly, Hugo wriggles his hand away in pain, like being struck with something sharp, so spontaneously so memorable that even if the pain disappears within seconds, a hint of it remains. Something so small akin to a prick from rose thorns, okay, or more like a paper cut. Are you alright? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. No, I'm fine, Miss Mortimer. Okay, Miss Tina. It's not your fault. Okay, Hugo stares squarely at the cut. A thin red line starts to form slowly by the top of his index finger, trailing down and stopping just above the first crease. A ray so clearly visible is taunting. That do not look like a normal paper cut to me. Let me get you a band-aid. It's fine, no, I don't need one. What? Really, it's fine, you don't even hurt that much. Noah takes one good look at him before sighing as can we just skip this word please? Okay, and is sitting back down in his chair, still eyeing on Hugo's hand. Hugo shrugs and returns his attention back to the letter, but this time luckily nothing happens. Okay, for it to reach all the way out here with just a letter alone is truly terrifying. Carefully, he removes the content of the envelope and unfolds it. At first, it looks like any other normal written message. A person named Louis is asking the other handy to come meet him by the lake at midnight, needing to share something important with him. However, what's really striking about this is not the letter itself. Peering at the bottom of the page, a message scrawled unlike the rest stands busily out to Hugo, a message that should not be there. When did you receive this letter? Yesterday, okay? And your grandfather, where is he right now? He is currently back at the house with a caretaker. Wow, wow, nice. She still have that caretaker, wow. I promised them I will not be out for too long. I made an agreement with them, you see. Oh, what sort of agreement? And the caretaker who have now agreed to watch over my grandfather, but only during the day. But it's still good, by the way. Before nightfall, they will leave exactly at the same time. Before nightfall, yeah. I wanted to believe that this whole thing was an elaborate scheme to scare my family away. I know this sounds crazy, but at one point I thought everyone was in on it. The mail couriers, the officers, the caretakers, everyone had a hand at making our family suffer. But this one is different. Up until now, I have never heard of anyone by that name. Not a relative or family friend, but they clearly know who grandfather is. If I don't do something about this, I will lose him too. Just by uttering the word salon, Nina begins to break down. The stress, the anxiety, the fatigue, all of it was finally catching up to her. Her body hunches forward, her hands press close to her eyes as she tries to cover the stream of her tears running down her face. What the fuck? Hugo on the other hand is puzzled. Okay, she said this whole thing has been going on for the past month, but something doesn't add up. And before nightfall, I think it's more to this. She is not admitting. Whatever happened with the letter, I'm more than certain that whoever or whatever Louis is, they are coming for blood. Okay, take the case, reject the case. Yeah, guys, I did not tell you one thing. This game have 4 endings. Obviously, I have to take that case because this case looks interesting to me. Do you want more tissues? Okay, we will do it. We will take on our case. For a moment, everything, fuck. Their eyes and attention are solely directed at Hugo, whose eyes have certain glint to them, now unwavering and more determined than ever. Before anyone else speaks, Nina stands up, wipes away any stray tears from her face, and walks up to him. You will take it? Hugo simply nods. Thank you, thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. We are glad to have Miss Nina. Please just call me Nina. Well, Nina, we will do our best. Nina smiles at Hugo and Nova. In gratitude. Her eyes renew with a faint gleam of hope that maybe things will change for her and her family for the better. However, before heading out, Nina reaches into her bag once more. She takes out a small piece of paper and a pen and hastily starts jotting down something. 4970 the zero what I best be on my way now. I'll let grandfather know ahead of time you will be coming. Also, this is my address. Okay, I'll be here to greet you all when you arrive, and thank you again truly. Okay, she politely bows to them and walks out of the office, already reaching into her purse for her car keys. Hugo watches from his desk as she goes to open the driver's seat. Dina looks back at the office window and takes one last look at Hugo. She waves slightly at him before finally pulling out of the parking lot and driving off. Once out of sight, Hugo turns to look at his cluttered desk. Still messy but presentable. I guess I will have to sort this out later again. Okay. Car 5:30 p.m. Okay. From the ongoing downpour to the quiet homes of the car, they sit in the silence. Still miles of their destination, Nico constantly checks the rear view mirror to see any passing cars. But it's only them on the road. Noah, who usually chats his ear up by now, leans quietly against the car door as he looks out to the passing street lights reserved and distant. He hasn't said a word to Hugo since they left the office. Had you are a lot quieter than usual. What's wrong? What a surprise! Have you been looking at me, Kuya? Kuya? Maybe maybe it's his nickname. No, you idiot. He usually just talk a lot. That's all. So do you miss me talking? Just say it. Do you believe her story? What? Given all the things she told us, do you think she's still telling the truth? Yes, I believe her. Well, at least I believe she hasn't lied to us. But you know, I can't shake this feeling that she's hiding something. Like if she left out certain details on purpose. Also, why did she have to travel this far out of town for a private eye? Surely there must have been another far closer to her home than ours. I just don't know how to explain it. As expected of you, Hugo. Are you making fun of me? No, not at all. I'm just admiring your observation. Okay, I didn't want to offend Nina earlier, so I kept quiet until she finished. But her last name caught me off guard. Have you heard about the Mortimers? They are a pretty distinguished family that own an esteemed fishing company. Well, they used to, I believe. They have yet to name and hair. Okay, what do you mean, man? Shouldn't it naturally go to Nina? It should, but I don't know. From what I hear, each time they try to name a successor, that relative mysteriously disappears. Okay, go on with your classes or so anyone talk. Their bodies will soon turn up months after. And you know what's strange? All of them have been labeled as accidents by local news. No foul play, just another unfortunate loss for the family. They have been struck with so many tragedies that over time people began to believe they were cursed or something. They were cursed or they are cursed. Cursed. I think I can understand why she would not go to the police again. They most likely thought she was seeing things and went along with the procedures just to keep face. But deep down they must have thought she had gone mad. I can imagine all of this for Nina, and most of all, who knows what we will find there. Is that why you decided to come with me? Well, partially. I'm more worried about your talk. Me, why? Think of it this way. I am the appointed driver. When you decide to do some pretty reckless shit, I will be there to drive you to the local hospital. And besides, two is better than one. Exactly. I was fine with call you coming, coming with me. Okay, now is 3 is better than 2. Well, have you heard that 3 is better than 2? Okay, more team arrested. Okay, 6 p.m. Okay, it's 30 minutes. What the fuck? Okay, passing through countless dirt roads and steep cliffs, the estate can finally be seen beyond the Evergreen. Nestled away from prying eyes, it stands tall, magnificent, and classic. Truly a rarity only accorded to the privileged. And yet, with all of its opulence, it looms from a distance. What the fuck is opulence, idiot? Okay. Hugo and Noah could only gaze at the sheer scale of the manor. A manor means mansion, by the way. Its grand stature towers easily over dozens of houses they drove past. Oh, look at the size of it. I could never imagine seeing a house like this in person. It's almost too surreal. Okay, Commons is waiting for us. Immediately after exiting the driver's seat, a sudden sharp pain Weights heavy on Hugo's chest. Gasping tightly at his coat, he begins to gasp for air. His vision hedges as he leans close to the car, trying desperately to ground himself. Okay, like a fish drawn out of the sea, he desperately hips. The air in his lungs escaping too quickly once as he feels his throat start to strain, drawing tighter the more he breathes. But this pain fails in comparison to a feeling far more excruciating. Is it the house? No, something from far more sinister. He feels someone is watching him, a piercing gaze fixed on him like leering at a bug and waiting to strike. Okay, we'll be together soon, Henry. Okay. Yeah, we'll be together and I'll fuck you. What the hell? Damn it, already. I need to hurry or else. What the fuck? What even I need to hurry. Okay, hey, are you alright? Noah calls out to him, snapping him out of his fixated trance. Okay. Colby nudges his head against Hugo, whining with concern over his partner's well-being. Okay, did you hear that just now? Hear what? That voice? It was so close to my ear. Is everything alright? Okay, I am fine. Don't mind me. I'm just a bit winded out from the trip. That's all. I'll be happy to make you tea at the very least, if it's no trouble. No, not at all. It's the least I can do. Once again, this subtle uneasiness from Nina surfaces. But before Hugo could get a chance to look further into it, she walked up towards the front porch without saying another word. Are you sure you are alright? You sounded like you were choking earlier. I said I am fine. Besides, we are already here. We can back out now. Listen to me. I think you should. Noah abruptly cuts his lecture short as he notices Nina stopping by the front door. She stands by the door silently contemplating something. Just like before, but this time she seems even more anxious. Whatever unless she tried to mask earlier became more apparent the minute they walked closer to the front door. I haven't been quite honest with you, detective. Okay, and just like before, as if carefully choosing her next words, she decides that in the situation, words are not enough. You will see for yourself what I mean. With that, Nina enters the house, leaving the three to follow behind. Hugo is about to enter through the foyer when he feels a tug on his arm. Okay, don't forget what I told you. If something happens, let me know right away. You will be the first to know. And with that, Noah releases his grip on Hugo. They proceed to head in and not knowing what awaits them beyond the door. Greeted with brightly lit hallway, fuckway, Hugo notes immediately that in the interior is just as grand. Adorned with floral essence and antique furnishing, the house itself exudes the old elegance. Okay, a classic and rustic charm with the walls and floorings made from the finest wood. Hugo could not help but gape when he walked in. However, he notices something even more distinct than the splendor. Splendor. Behind the seemingly perfect veneer, an unsettling air radiates throughout the house, leaving no room for doubt that the inside is far more terrifying than the outside. Please come this way, okay? How the fuck that can be Nina grandfather? He looks young idiot. Dressing themselves, they enter the dimly lit drawing room. At first glance, Hugo could not discern the silhouette. Silhouette. Okay, let's just skip this word too. Situated at the far corner. Only the sparse lighting from the window pierces through a fraction of the room's darkness. However, as they approach closer to the okay, again let's escape this word. Hugo now understands the reason for all of this Nina unsettling bagness. Grandfather, we have guests. Okay. Bro, he looks like he's possessed. Sitting on the armchair is a very young man, not much older than Hugo or Noah. His dress modestly answers none of the imposing presence of the manor. No rider such luxury does not even remotely reply on the man before them at all. It's as if the flow of time had stopped only for him while the rest had continued changing drastically without him. Just like the later timeless, delicate and serenely out of place. Staring only at the window, the young man sits there dazed with little acknowledgement of the people around him. Is still motionless like a doll. Grandpa, these are the people I spoke of. This is Detective Lauren and his two assistants Colby and Noah. They are going to help us. Okay, even after introducing them to the head of the Mortimer estate, Hugo and Noah could not help but feel honored. The man before them is supposed to be frail and older than any of them, and yet here he remains forever unchanging, forever young. They have come a long way, so I'll be making some tea. Will you also like some, Grandpa? He does not reply back, nor does he glance at Lina or anyone else in the room. While he fixates his gaze on the rain, nothing else. I'll be sure to make a cup for you too. She then timidly gestures to Hugo and Noah back to the foyer, bearing more questions to follow Nina outside. But before they leave the drawing room, Hugo takes one last look at the young man. There is an all too familiar air about Henry Mortimer. His eyes, they are similar to his own. Whatever he must be longing for, Hugo knows it will never end well. Okay, Nina, that man, yes, he's my grandfather, the one I asked you all to watch over. I know this is hard to believe, but Nina draws something out from her pocket. Is an old picture of handsome man with slick hair, black hair, wearing the finest of suits. The gentleman in the picture has a different air to him, one of wealth and power, none of which reflects at all on the current Henry Mortimer. It's almost as if looking at two different people. Okay, this isn't much to go by, but believe me, they are the same person. Then why does he look so young? Okay, it happened a few nights ago. I was on my way to get a cup of water when I heard a loud thud coming from my grandfather's room. I was worried that something fell over, and so I went to go check. When I opened the door, I found him collapsed on the ground. I rushed to help him, but when I did, he looked so different. He wore the same clothes that my grandfather wore that night, and his face, I recognized his face. He looked younger. So many things were rushing through my head at the moment, and yet I knew he felt familiar to me. I know it sounds bizarre the more I talk about it, but that's what happened. That was all the same night. I found a letter. It was next to him, already open. I'm sorry again for all of this. No matter who I went to, they either said something was wrong with me or my family. With everything going on, maybe they are right. With the pools of water, the latest Louis, and now this. I've been ignoring the signs for years and just blindly hoping things can get better if I try finding solution on my own. But that's not enough anymore. Maybe my family is really cursed. No, they are not. Curses aren't real, detective. Okay. I think we easily get too involved in believing that sort of thing exists. I into the ones who fixate on it make their reality. Rumors, doubt, lies, all of those things are what they want to become real. Deep-rooted emotion like that can possibly be healed or fixated right away. But like a cost, those emotions drag other people down with them. Um, Personally, I think you were caught up in all of this, but I assure you, we will see this through for you and Mr. Mortimer. Thank you. Now our first priority is to find out more about Louis. Nina, the letter you showed us back at the agency, do you have it with you? Oh yes, it's here. Okay, do you mind if I borrow it for a bit? I'll be sure to give it back. Of course, but what are we going to do with it? I have searched everything on the letter and I still could not come with clues. I'll be using it as a reference or guide if you will. I'm afraid I can't discuss too much of the process, trade secret and all. And of course, I will check upstairs. Noah, you and Colby check the ground for. Got it. Before they leave to do their own investigation, Hugo grabs a hold of Noah's soldier. He leans and close enough for Nina to not hear. Keep a close eye on Mr. Mortimer and Nina, especially Nina. I don't want her to be dragged any more than she already is. So whatever happens, keep her safe. Hugo, you. Fine, but remember you yell for me, okay? I know, thank you, Noah. I'm counting on you. You too, boy. Okay, with a final nod at them, Hugo then goes towards the staircase and heads upstairs. Noah stares for a moment longer at Hugo back before he disappears into the first floor. He then turns to look at Colby. Well, it's time we get to work. Right, Colby? Mr. Mortimer still sits motionless by the corner of the room, his gaze never leaving the train. A large bookshelf stands close to the entranceway. It contains a couple of photo albums and a few phone books. A delicate arrangement of violets and white roses. White roses, they seem to be fresh and fairly new. An old rotary dial telephone, it looks like it's still in good use. Frames decorating the walls are covered in vases built with a thin lining of brass on top of each one. Okay. Wow, there are so many paintings covering the wall. But why are they covered by white sheet? And are there more like this all over the house? Yes, my grandfather commissioned many back in the day, but sadly he does not do that anymore. Nina, I can't help but notice the paintings are covered. How come? I did that. I covered them up for my grandfather's sake. For his sake? As he was pretty obsessed with them, you see. There were times when he would mutter to himself and would just stare at the paintings for days on end. It worried me so much that I had to cover them all. Since then, he hasn't stared at any of them. He just sits quietly looking outside. I see. About the paintings, I also noticed they all have similar theme. They all had water in them. I know isn't a coincidence since you have told us before, but if there is anything you know, anything at all, then please tell me. Noma, can I ask you a question first? Sure, go ahead. Do you believe in mermaids? Obviously, no. I don't suppose I do. Why? Casting her gaze to the floor, Nina anxiously fidgets and tightly clasps her hands together. She then briefly sighs and continues. Well, there is a story, or rather more like a fairy tale that my family has passed down. A fairy tale? Yes, well, it feels like one to me. It was about a fisherman who fell in love with a mermaid. Stupid. Every day and night he would go out by the shore to gaze at her beauty, but one day she vanished, leaving him confused and heartbroken. Determined he would sail many seas for a chance to see her again. Sailing from coast to coast, new lands beyond and back he would go. Not long after, fortune followed him all throughout his journey and made him one of the wealthiest and most highly respected in his village. However, despite all the wealth he gained through his travels, he never found a mermaid again. She would only be a dream, nothing more. And that's the end of the story. Stupid story. It doesn't end happily, but I guess. Stupid. But I guess there was a lesson behind all of it. I just never understood it. What do you think happened to that mermaid? I know it's an exaggeration and yet I can help but wonder. It's hard to say. I just feel bad for both of them. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of sad endings. If it were me, I would feel wish the fisherman and the mermaid could see each other again, or at least that's what I think. Even if they weren't meant to be with each other. Yeah, I think so. At least I will not want to imagine going through a journey all by myself. It's hard being alone. Okay, a journey all by yourself. Motivation. Okay. After sorting vigorously through each of the rooms, he knew his findings would eventually lead him there. Hugo, this is it. Okay, nice. Hugo walks towards the nearest lampshade and switches it on. Dimly illuminated, he sees the extent of how lavish this part of the house is. From the customized window dress to the faintest furnishing, everything can excuse the extravagance. Okay, but much like the interior Hugo has seen so far, he finds this one in particular reeks of it. Plastered from wall to wall of glue lingers. It's as if the room itself is smoldering despite its preserved nature. A classic wooden chest lies at the foot of the canopy bed. Its lock is still firmly holds, safeguarding whatever is inside. Whoever lives in this fucking room, he literally doesn't know how to decorate his own fucking room. What kind of fucking mess is this? A meticulously organized set of academic books ranging from non-fiction to geography are all on display. However, hidden away behind a vast collection are some children's fairy tales all carefully kept. Scattered pieces of paper are forgotten, lying waiting on a cold floor. Heavily etched markings all found scrawled all over the papers. A pristine ball with white sits patiently by untouched and unused for quite some time. Out of the fireplace, unblemished and unmarked by time, hangs a curious and unfamiliar painting of beautiful woman. Where is that beautiful woman? I want to see that too. A letter-bound journal rests on the edge of the table. Its pages are torn out so vividly that the binding itself is starting to fall out. An old photo of a lost time, a sweet summertime memory of a little girl with her beloved grandfather. Okay, I need to hurry. I don't want to stay here for too long. Okay, yeah. Motive reached at 11:50 p.m. Oh my god, it's mid-time, baby. Searching through personal life. He searches and still there is no sign of Lois. To Hugo, even there is a fragment or singular thread to that person, to their real selves, he could find them. But there is nothing. Source, baby. We don't know thing like privacy. Not one thing pertaining to him. Says if the talks of Lois barely exist at all. What is going on? Really sense that reasons from before, but it's gone again. Damn it, I wish I had more time. Okay, no, calm down. It has to be here. I just need to focus. He wanders again, retracing every step and every little detail, I hoping that he overlooks something. Yet all he knows is that the one tangible thing that connects him, that tears us so closely to this space, and most of all to Henry, is the letter. Words of promise of love, all delicately etched onto a page, but tainted with a powerful and dark emotion that has been festering for too long. Tainted. From the very start of all of this, Hugo believed that whoever Lois was, they were the one responsible. He thought he could find them and convince them to stop their hunting for good, to bring them peace and to move on. However, that isn't the case anymore. The unnatural force that binds everyone so closely together in this family is not the cause of an angry spirit. No, it's something far more devious than that. As he takes the letter out from the envelope, he notices a change within. What change? Bearing no forwarding thread at the bottom of the page, it looks just like a regular letter or rather what it once was. A sad and tragic laugh. If you can't come, then I understand. Things have gotten more complicated with your mother ever since she found out about us, right? I am sorry, Henry, for everything. It hurts to see you so torn up like this. What the fuck? I will never hurt you or drag you along with me. If this is to be our farewell, then can I ask you one last favor? Could you give me locket? I know this is selfish for me, but I would like for you to have it. I will be happy to know it's safe with you. My heart will forever be yours, Henry. With loves always, Louis. So this was the true letter. A small warm emanates from the paper, wrapping closely around his fingers, quiet and soothing. The fragment Hugo was searching for. Louis, I'm sorry. You are also a victim in all of this too. Please, if you can hear me, I need your help. Without warning, the sound of a click can be heard across the bedroom, as if something unlocked itself. The chest, maybe. Hugo turns his head towards the sound and sees the chest. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Unlike the other furniture, it is dark and rusting for features have not been maintained well. Left to rot on its own. Suddenly he stops at the sound of a voice, his voice whispering to him, beckoning him towards the fireplace.
Come here, my dear sweetmate.
Fuck you. Go to the painting, don't go to the painting. I want jump scare, so yeah, go to the painting. Okay. Dear Mountain by the fireplace is a painting of a beautiful woman floating on water. Her pale skin is incandescent, brilliantly prominent against a contrast to the dark, murky waters that keep her hidden, keep her bound to the canvas. Ego stares intensely at the picture, and emphatic sorrow swells within him. This time he is very senses and forcing him to inch closer, surrendering himself to the sweet song. Poor thing, how lonely you must feel. You are a lot like him, like Henry. Okay. Yes, Hugo approaches the closer and closer to the painting and his man is screaming to wrong. He sees it. He can finally see beyond the facade the lady portraits for what the painting truly is, but don't worry.
I can take away the sadness.
A deformed creature or mermaid first above the surface, the voice whispers. Large hollow eyes stare back, boring deeply into his eyes, where are even eyes idiot. Her skin is melting, bleeding heavily. This black in core as it gushes out from the canvas. Some of it starts to hit not only the floor but at Hugo as well. The black viscous tie clings persistently onto him, unrelentless as they continue to pile up, and then he feels it. What drew him initially to this thing? A dim sense of longing rushes to him, stumbling out what little control he had left. Finally embracing this nature, to come home.
Take my hand.
Fuck. Without hesitation, he reaches out his hand while his body leans in closer to the mermaid. She grabs and pulls him in. Not once looking back, he dives and follows after her, returning to nothing. I'm fucked up now. Bad and beyond the painting. Okay, I'm going to play again. This time I have two options. I mean I can do one thing. First I will do two things. First I'll reject the case. Please ignore this dog sound. First I will do reject the case, and second I will not come to the closer to the painting. Let's reject the case this time. Let's see what will happen. He will cast his face downward to stare directly at his dog at the ground in front of him, unable to look at Nina. The burden, the solitude, the madness, Hugo knows all of it too intimately. He suffers the same conflicts that weigh heavily on her mind. And yet in spite of this it is too much for him, like walking along a tightrope with the ground void and unclear, vast and empty and dark.
So very dark.
No, I can still do it. What the fuck? We can still do it? Before he could respond, a distant voice so slamming, so terribly covering blinds him at the spot.
It's only too late for them, you know.
No, not here. A dull but yet distinct pulsating sound so remitting in his tune starts a maddening melody. From the top of his crown down to the base of his skull, he feels it all pleasant and daunting. Just let go and let me help you. No, I can do it if you will just let me. Snake-like hands wrap around his hair so closely, squeezing ever so tightly that he can't help but try to shut his eyes from the pain. Such a kind person you are, Hugo. Hugo tries to ground himself. He tries to remind himself to breathe. A sweet and beloved friend. To remember there are other people that care for him. The joy and warmth of their company. I wish you could have done the same for me. To remember that he's here and present, that he is
Useless.
okay. Hugo, hey, what's wrong? Talking at Hugo calls, Noah tries to catch his autism. Fuck this dog, bro. Fuck you. Tries to catch his autism, but fails as motherfuck. But fails as he notices something amiss. There is a disappointed looking on. Disappointed look on Hugo's face, his eyes distinctly shrouded by a deep haze if lost in them. He won't burst no matter how many times Noah tries to talk or shake him, he still will not respond. But for Hugo, he can hear everything. Like a paralysis, he can wake from his body, still motionless and detached from everything. Desperate and concerned, Noah turns to Nina and asserts in a sincere apology. I am sorry, Miss Nina, but I don't think we can help you at that moment. If you will just come back a bit later, then we can. No, it's fine. There won't be a next time. Hugo winces at her cold and blunt remark. No, wait, Miss Morimeter, please. Okay. Nina stands up abruptly from her seat. She wipes away the tears quickly from her reddened face with the slips of her coat and looks down. One more hot, tense and cold front like demon returns to the forefront, already trying to forget and move on. Without so much as she slightly bows her head towards them and walks out of the office, not once looking back. Bad end. Okay, this time I'll not go. Don't go to bed thing. I mean, I will choose this. No, stay focused. You go. I won't let it go to me. Get it to me. I mean, whatever. Fabian himself, he heads towards the chest and open it. Inside, he scrambled together a bunches of notebooks and small trinkets. Hugo continues to rummage for when he stumbles across an old newspaper article. A young man found dead by the lake. An unidentified young man was found on the morning of 3 days prior to his death, according to the police. Ruled as suicide, police have claimed that the troubled youth drowned himself. This certainly is a tragic loss and unfortunate event indeed. No claim of his body has been made yet. Okay, Luis. By the corner of Hugo's eyes is poured a bright, glint beauty to beneath the clutter. He reaches for it. Okay, a locket of brilliant gold signs on blemished rating a timeless lost soul. Inside it safeguards a picture of a young man with glasses smiling. This must be the locket that he was talking about. It's so pretty. I'm surprised that it still shines like this. And this picture, did he put this here? No, it might have been Henry. But why will he store it away like this? What should I do? Take the locket, leave the locket. Again, take the locket. Probably hold on to this for now. Take it to him, please, Louis. A gentle but distant plea echoes in his heart. Forgetting ache of yearning and regrets grieves him deeply. Feelings not of his own start to rise like small ripples on a pond, wanting to be found again and remember. Don't worry, I'll bring it to him. I'll make sure of it. Hugo is able to put everything back into the chest when he feels a weight and a cold sensation crawling up his leg. What the fuck? Water. Hopeful water relentlessly spread across the floor, already seeping into the chest. Damn it, no. Suddenly a last sort of a scream is heard, followed by a myriad of shouts. Hugo is about to call out to Noah, but he stops at the sight of a pale feet before him. Yeah, obviously I get a bad ending. Looming over him stands a tall and ominous figure. His face is shrouded in complete darkness, devoid of any human emotion. Okay, it appears as a young man, but Hugo knows that it's far from it. No, this very thing is trying to imitate a human form, trying to be human. Hugo pulls one step back. Paralyzed with fear, he is forced to watch the horror as it slowly creeps toward him. Okay, it's just like before, the sensation of someone staring at him from within, but this time it's drawing nearer, inching ever so closely. The host to call out to Colby Noah failed to reach out, locked in his throat to struggles in pain. With his breathing shallow, he tries to force his body to move. Okay, then it stops. Looking down at Hugo, filled with nothing but malice and contempt, it speaks. Uh,
Don't get in my way.
all of a sudden, the door to the bedroom slams shut and the entity disappears. The tension from his body finally releases his agonizing grip and he grabs desperately for air. His vision blurs and his breathing is haggard. He struggles towards the door. He yanks at the handle several times but is tightly jammed. Noah Colby, to his dismay, he is only greeted with silence at the other end of the door. Damn it. From a distance, he faintly hears the sound of Colby relentless barking as it gets further away from the house. Hugo rushes towards the window. He tries to pry it open, but just like the door, a heavy force prevents him from doing so, like being underwater. His movements slow and drawn out, as if being dragged down by that thing. Fuck this! Frantically looking around the room, he forces a nearby chair. Without a moment sooner, Hugo grabs the chair and starts to strike the window. Bit by bit, the window cracks get larger with each blow, splitting up smaller pieces. What the hell is this thing made out of? Isn't trying to catch his breath. He musters all the string. He has left for a final blow. Damn you, just break already. Okay. Clearing out the remaining glass shards, Hugo peers his head out to the sea and railings he can grab hold of. However, he discovers instead that the wall adjacent is covered in heavy. Despite how heavy the train has drastically become, he reaches out for it, grabbing a handful of the vines. Okay. Carefully, he climbs out the window, gripping tightly and making sure he does not lose his footing. Yet to his luck, the patch of his vines he crosses start to tear away from the wall. Out of desperation, he struggles to find his grip on another, but fails when his hands slip out of his seat. Don't tell me he died. Leveling wildly as he loses grips on the EV, he crashes, lands down onto a thicket of bushes. Air force out of him, he lives uncontrollably, trying to even out his breathing. But even that is laborious. An immense pain spreads across not only his back but his entire body. Oh God, I'm getting too old for this. Okay, he's alive by the way. Although his body screams out in pain, he forces himself off. There is still time. I can do this. I have to do this. With staggering feet and hacker breathing, he makes his way to the place where it all started. To the lake where his tragedy starts and ends. What lake, idiot? Finally entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Colby and Noah. Colby, Noah, where are you? He hears faintly the sounds of barking and echoes of people yelling in resistance. He rushes towards the echoes to carry him through the downpour. With his heart racing and blood rushing to his head, he finds his way to the lake. Drawing closer, he sees Nina giving chase to her grandfather. Unfortunately, she doesn't get too far as Noah stops her. Grandpa, stop, Grandpa. Let me go, my grandpa. He is. No, Nina is dangerous. You'll get hurt too. I don't care. I do not lose anyone anymore. We have me, don't worry. Just all at that instant, Hugo trousers against the water, forcing in Nina's stead. Hugo. Sit at the net. Not even the vines and ori cries of his pardon could make him turn back. Determined, he forges ahead. Nearing the deep end of the lake, he sees Sandy Mortimer gazing directly at the abyss. He looks even more frail and disheveled than before. He is as if all the life he lived until now at this point has begun to fray, draining every ounce of himself and surrendering it all to the lake. Before Henry could lean in, Hugo reaches out and talks at his arm. Mr. Mortimer, listen to me. Nothing is waiting for you down there, so please come back to the shore with me. Motionless and unresponsive, he stared deeply into the water. The haze over his eyes is still obscure and persistent. There are so many things we cannot afford to lose in our lives, and you are one of them. To Nina, you are all she has left. She needs you, Mr. Mortimer. Hugo felt it, a slightly jolt from Henry's arm as if stirred by the mention of Nina. Okay, he slowly turns to face Hugo. Nina, I was just accused as violent as the storm. Henry jerks back while wrenching his arm away from Hugo. Hold on him. No, all of this is my fault. If only I got to Louis sooner, then none of this would have happened. He was waiting for me, he was patient with me, and yet for all the things he's done, I choose my family over him. He gone because I did not pick him. Henry backs further away from the shoreline. Mr. Mortimer, his manic eyes never straying away from Hugo as he keeps his distance from him. Louis, I'm sorry. I was the one who dragged you into this. You deserve so much more, and I wished. Henry struggles over his words. He clasped tightly to his sword, his throat dry and torn. From all that he has bottled up, from all those refreshed and silent years of just waiting for this cause to finally take him. I wish I had gone with you that tonight. That night, I mean, Louis. So even if we still covet that wish, it will not resolve anything. Not for you or Louis. I read what he wrote to you those years ago. You understand if you did not want to come see him. But the thing is, Mr. Mortimer, Louis never talk anything less of you. And he says so in his letters to you. Okay, his letters. For the longest time, I wanted to believe he hated me for that. He sent me for that choice. Or at least I thought it was easier for me to think that way. How long has it been since I talked about him? It has been too long, sir, but that's why you don't have to soldier all of that pain by yourself anymore. We can talk about you and Louis, all of it together. Hugo extends not only his hand to him, but a promise that Henry had earned for so long, a way to forgive himself. He hesitates at first, but full believes in a deserved forgiveness, so the thing doesn't exist. And yet, despite everything, Hugo still reaches out to him. To a stranger, maybe he can be forgiven. Just he was about to reach out for Hugo, his hands slitters around Andy Street. Okay, his arm unnecessarily contoured around him while his head perches on his shoulder. This Louis is no longer pretending to be human. With passing cool green eyes, he glares directly at Hugo, mocking him, cursing him, wishing nothing but despair. Okay, we can be saved, we can be forgiven. There is only one true way out of this. I will share with you the most happiest of endings. Before Hugo could reach out for hands, he disappeared into the bottom. Mr. Mortimer, Buddha has hearing the anguished cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives after him into the abyss. Okay. Plunging into icy water, Hugo feels soaked, running and rampant throughout his body, like spikes continuously passing from his legs to the tips of his fingers, piercing and unyielding. His chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs, hoping whichever way he goes, he will find his way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper in, he sees family of figures slowly descending into the darkness. Okay. As he finally gets closer to Henry, long snake-like arms stretch across the board and grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing all the air out from him. Motherfucker, you trying to choke me, huh? He tries desperately to wrench his hand away. But with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weight heavier and heavier. Luis, where are you? Luis is looking for Luis. Okay, digging deep into his coat pocket, he grabs tightly in his hand the locket that handicap and had long forgotten, holding it out as signs ever so brightly in the dark. Okay, oh, there you are. It releases his grips on you and instead reaches out for the locker. Taking this as a chance, he draws the chain and kisses with all his might to grab Handy's arm. Nice. With his heart and body scream in pain, he swims desperately to the surface. Almost there. I just have to. As the lights from the surface begin to blur, Hugo makes one last attempt to reach for it. With his legs worn out and his energy spent, this is all he can do. Before he loses his consciousness, he notices a figure swimming towards them, getting closer and closer, and then everything fades to black. Tipping along with what he feels like an endless sea, Hugo courses through wave after wave, not knowing where he is going or caring for that matter. All he knows is that he is very, very tired. How long has it been since he had a good night rest? Oh, it has been too long. Maybe I shall take that rest now. I would like that so much. I agree that you deserve it, but not here. I'm sorry for startling you. I just wanted to see you one last time before I go. Luis, you have done so much for Henry. I can't thank you enough. No worries. I want to thank you for watching over me, and also I want to apologize for my remarks from before. I really thought I had things figured out once I found you, but you know how that turned out for me. It's alright really. After all this time, I didn't think anyone could hear me, especially Henry. I was worried about him for a long time. He always wanted to keep me away from his personal struggles, to keep me safe from them, but I was too stubborn for my own good. Honestly, I don't regret any of it. Even I could no longer reach out to Henry. Fate whipped straight back to you, our tension connecting us once more to this very moment. And for that, I am forever grateful to you, Hugo. You are welcome, Luis. From a far of distance, Hugo hears a voice crying out to him, beckoning for him to return. Well, they are waiting for you. I guess they really are, huh? Take care always, Hugo. You too, Lois. Okay, this is a good ending. Okay, still remaining. With his eyes closed and his senses still returning, he feels the constant talks and leaves of a certain bloodhound. Whining as he tries to wake up his partner, Hugo. He also hears another familiar voice to enemy close for company. Noah. Confused, Hugo looks at him before he coughs at the remaining water in his lungs. Are you alright? Noah started to pat his back while Colby continues to whine over Hugo. What happened? Where is Mortimer? He is safe, so is Nina. They are both okay. The police and the ambulance will be arriving soon. Thank goodness. Isn't there more you have to say to me? Instead of thank goodness, I swear you don't listen to a damn what I say. I'm sorry, Noah. Exhausted, he lets out a sigh. He then continues to pat Hugo back aggressively when someone approaches them. Yeah, my voice is now, my voice is like this now because of too much talking. Okay, I can do this. I can still do this. I have to get one more ending, by the way. Detective Lauren. Oh, Nina, there is someone I want to meet. Okay. Behind her stands an elderly man. It is handsome. Trail in his chair, he timidly looks to the side pencilly as he ponders to himself. Although his youth has long faded, his eyes are what catches Hugo attention. They are no longer a pausing and vicious grin, only eyes just like Nina. Hello, Mr. Mortimer. Detective, bro. What was for his eyes? Nah, I take my word. He's not handsome. I never get the chance to say goodbye to him. I always talk about it every day. What if Lois lived on in this world? What if he stayed a little longer with me? It's because of that constant mindset I drag everyone down. Okay, and I keep hurting not only me but Nina especially. I was the one who kept hurting her, the one to blame for all of this. But you, someone that I have never met, still went out of your way to save me, not knowing my burdens or my faults. Thank you. Hugo reaches out to Henry and smiles brightly at him. Yes, my pleasure, sir. Okay. But before he lets go, Henry talks at Hugo hand one last time. I hope that someday you two will overcome it. Okay. What? Okay. Obviously, is a good ending. Well, good morning, Hugo. You are the bright and early morning. Okay, with much favor and rest, Hugo resumes writing on his notepad. Although by closer inspection, it looks like he's going to combust any minute. Are you writing up the report? Without looking up, Hugo responds back, yeah, for the most part. You still need to write yours too. I will. Boss, since I haven't had breakfast yet and I don't like eating by myself, same food again. Let me guess, two is better than one. Yeah, Hugo, you are really catching on. I am so proud of you. Sorry, will you? I swear, if only I hadn't fallen out from the goddamn window, maybe my report would have been shorter. But before Noah could begin to cut the bacon, he pauses at the mention of Hugo report. Oh yeah, by the way, mind telling me what happened to the Mortimer window? I broke it? Well, that's obvious to me. What I don't understand is, why is it broken? Do you know how much it costs to repair a window like that? I know, it was really dumb of me. I'm sorry. Besides, I told Mr. Mortimer about it before we left. Honestly, I was expecting an awful earful from him, but also the bill. Surprisingly enough, he said it was okay. Ah, lucky us, right? So, why do you just call it a day after all of that? Thank you so much, Mr. Motiva. You broke it, you pay for it. You put it. Of course, I'll pay for it. But this time I keep insisting, he just shrug it up. Said that we already went through a lot for them, so this was nothing in comparison. Okay, you know what, he's right. After all that we went through, we deserve at least sun nap. But before he could walk up, he stops and sees a familiar person walking towards the storefront, carrying something with her. Okay, Nina. Good morning, you two. Just barely a foot through the door, or Sodom Bloodhound steers out from his resting spot and makes his way towards Nina, tail uncontrollably wagging. Okay, good morning to you too, Colby. Nina stretches behind one of Colby ears, making his right foot unconsciously move on his own, scratching any invisible but desirable spot for him. Good morning, Miss Nina. Morning. What brings you here this time around? Is everything alright with your grandfather? Yes, he's doing pretty well actually, even better than before. We talked so much last night, I hardly slept at all. But honestly, it's been a while since I last spoke to him, so freely like that, I hardly felt tired at all. That's wonderful to hear. But there is something else I wanted to ask the both of you for. To put it bluntly, I need your help. If you two aren't busy, I would like some company eating this. Inside a clear plastic bag are a stack of two boxes placed on top of one another. She opens the box on top and reveals a colorful array of neatly decorated donuts all lined perfectly. No cramped or squeezed spaces. A old cup are in Ego eyes. Wow, so pretty. They look so delicious. We're more than happy to eat this with you, Nina. There he goes again with his donuts. But yes, please join us, Miss Nina. We were able to have our breakfast too. Always so present in front of others. You do make it especially easy for me. Okay, you both have such great chemistry with each other. On second talk, I'm way too tired for this. I'm going to have to apologize in advance for this, Nina. But truthfully, I've been running on last night's coffee and I'm about to pass out any minute now. And no worries, honestly, I think a little break time sounds like what we all need right now. Thanks. Okay. Hugo puts down his pen and forces to head for the couch. Colby follows after him. Would you like to join us, Miss Nina? I would love to, but I guess we save this for later then. Yes, please do. Now come on, it's nap time. Noah sighs heavily. I think they're just wasting my time, literally. Noah sighs heavily before setting down the food on his desk. He then guesses Nina towards the sofa in which he heavily takes his over and joins them. I'm getting old. I mean, you are old. I thought it. Hey, this is really nice. Goodbye, Colby. Come here. Nina quietly coughs at him and begins to scratch at the back of Colby's ears once more. Okay. Hugo leans a little closer to know his voice above a whisper but close enough for Noah to only hear him. You know, I am glad that you came along yesterday. First this, are you getting clumsy with me now? Call it me or whatever, but I really mean it. If you hadn't saved us back there, look, I told you before, I'll be there whenever you get yourself into reckless state. Besides dinner, you said this was nap time. Get some rest, you deserve it. A calming silence fills the room as they bask under the morning glow. No big parties or celebration. Just each other's company and sharing this small reward. A small and warm comfort. Okay, good and case close. Okay, last sending remaining, and I know what to do. Okay, this time I did not take a locket. I think it's best to put it back for now. Hugo hears a distance and Billy cry call out to him, pleading him to take the locket with him. Lois, Hugo is about to put everything back into the chest when he feels a wet and cold sensation crawling up his leg. It's Sam, I guess. It's Sam? Yeah, it's Sam. What the fuck even happening? Okay, this is different. I didn't read that. Sorry. If it's not his body was and floating for who knows how long. It's cold and so very cold. How long has it been since he felt this? This empty feeling of just not being here or anywhere. It's comforting and nostalgic. Maybe, just maybe, this isn't so bad after all. I think this is for the best. Oh no, it's far from over, Hugo. After all, you said so yourself. Seeing the things you do come with a price, right? And oh, what hefty price have been paid for your stupid little wonder. So get up, Hugo. We are far from having a happy ending. Okay, he said me. Hugo eyes shot right open, his vision disoriented and a blur. As he tries to focus on Noah's voice, a violent cry was within him as he coughs out the remaining water in his lungs. He can feel Noah's hands drop against his back, encouraging him and checking to see if he's alright. But deep down there is something far from more concerning to worry about at this moment. Where is Mr. Mortimer? I'm sorry, Hugo. I tried going back into the water after I faced you, but the parents stopped me. They told me it was too cold and dangerous to head back in. No, it can be. I'm sorry, Hugo. No, please, God, no. Okay, Nicola heard the rest of it. His body trembles as his hands clasp tightly together in a fervent prayer, wishing for a miracle to happen before them. To have Mr. Mortimer return to them finally safe from harm. But for this silent wish, dismal and glaringly impossible wish, no one will answer. There was no kindness in the sunrise, only the gun-wrenching wails of a woman by the sword pleading to any god who can save her grandfather. But no matter how many would try to search through the water, they would not be able to find him, for there was no one left to save anymore. Just a vast forgotten tale of a man and his mermaid. As Hugo tries to stifle his cries and shoot the lump lost deeply in his throat, he hears it. A laugh, a cruel and heartless laugh echoes from across the lake, mocking him, cursing him. A heroic and merciless victory for this curse. A curse. It was a curse after all. A bad and how can